Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Natural Life Apothecary is your one-stop shop for natural healing and remedies, offering a full line of organic herbs, oils, teas, CBD, and federally legal Delta products. Visit naturallifetx.com today and save 15% on your entire order with discount code ROUGHNECK. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the race.
Our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Alrighty, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another night of On the Pole Racing here from Flicker Farm TV, as we are here at Richmond tonight, taking on the Wagner's Welding Xfinity Series here for race number 2 this season, if I'm thinking correctly, or is this race number 3? This might be race number 2. Oh boy, I'm getting confused already. As the 66... there, Jason Kinney got himself marked down as the Grinch as checkered flag waves here in practice. Now here as we get set to rock and roll with the going here with the qualifying. Now, as we said before here on our recent broadcast, if you're tuning into us now, you'll notice that we're starting to kind of differentiate the leagues a little bit more, giving them all their own little kind of quirks here with the SDK overlay here that we use. As you see here, Jason Kinney out there in the Grinch. A little early for that. We haven't even made it to Halloween yet, and here we got the Grinch on the car. We worked through 1 and 2 onto the backstretch. We're waiting for them times to roll in. Jason Kinney out here looking okay at the moment in that Toyota. As Chris Phillips lays down a 22.513. Here comes the time for Jason Kinney, and he rolls in with a 22.460 to overtake Chris Phillips in that first spot. John Houston with a 23.010. Chris Barker there with a 22.503 rolls himself in the second. There comes Chris Phillips with a better time now with a 22.230 to bring himself up there into the pole. We're looking here at Rick Baldwin as they come off the corner down through the front stretch, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, no, that was the back stretch coming onto the front stretch now here at Richmond. They roll down here into corner number 1 and 2. Barker there rolls into second with a 257. Sorry. There we see the number 25 of Nathaniel Briner coming out onto the track. Rolling there with a decent looking machine here. Doesn't look like there's any sponsors on that machine as of yet, as he rolls down here into corner number 1 to take the green flag here for lap number 1 of his 2 laps qualifying here. As he ends up spinning out and takes a header on the inside wall there. Now we'll jump to the 29 of Rowdy. And this is Jimmy Rowdy here in the 29 machine as he rolls down here, grabs the flag, and he is at a trying to see where his time is at. Hasn't set a time yet, but he's on the clock now. As Kenny's still out there trying to lay down a better time, and his best time is a 22.332. Rowdy now lays down a 22.395 for Jimmy Pyland. And Jason Kinney still struggling to try to find a way to get around this track. As we see him, I keep seeing the time clock ticking there, but he's just out there trying to get laps under his belt, try to get that car settled in. The 29 of Pyland comes on the pit road. Hopefully everybody is doing well here tonight for the League Farm TV show here tonight. We see Kenny now trying to figure out if he can drift it through the corners. I'm not sure that is going to be the quickest way around the track there, Jason, but you can definitely give it a shot. He's giving us a little pre-race show here as time is ticking down here on qualifying. We got about 50 seconds left to go. He comes up here into the outside. Beating up that right rear quarter panel a little bit on that machine. As the Grinch tries to take over here tonight. Looks like he might be starting from 4th position. Got a few drivers sitting, deciding not to qualify, and that is the likes of Jeffrey Ledford. Nathaniel Briner no, he did get a time. His time's 22.795. But it looks like we got Ledford, Richards, Ramsey, Fiedler, Matt Barker, and James Wagoner deciding not to qualify here tonight. They now get set to roll here this evening. We're going to go ahead and see what our race info looks like. Here is our race info for the evening. We got, this is the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series here. We're looking here with the track temp and stuff. Track temp is at 104 degrees. Altitude's at 195 feet here tonight. 77 degrees Fahrenheit. 50% humidity with clear skies with 1 mile per hour winds. For our grid here tonight, starting on pole out there in row number 1 is going to be Chris Phillips, and that number 6 to his outside. Starting in second is going to be Chris Barker. In third, inside, row number 2 is going to be Stephen Shue, and at 00. Jason Kinney to his outside, starting fourth. Row number 3 is going to be Jimmy Pylan there in the number 29, starting in fifth on the inside. To his outside in sixth is going to be John Houston. Row number 4 starts out with Matthew Gull on the inside in 7th position, with Rick Baldwin starting in 8th on the outside. In row number 5 is Larry Fairman starting in 9th on the inside. Nathaniel Briner there on 10th on the outside. In row number 6, that's going to be James Wagoner down there on the inside, starting in 11th with Chris Ramsey in 12th. In 13th, that's Jeffrey Ledford in the 01, starting on the inside of row number 7 with Matt Barker starting outside row number 7 and 14th. In row number 8 is going to be Benjamin Richards starting in 15th with Edward Fieldler there in 16th, starting on the outside. And I believe that is our field here for the night. A total of 16 drivers as we get set to roll here tonight. Pace car lights are off. We're going to be set to go green here any moment as we roll down the backstretch. Fred's going to turn the field loose here in just a moment. With it being a short track, we're going to go one more lap around Richmond before we take that green flag. And as always, up there in the top right corner of your screen, that is your series sponsor. Be sure to make sure you check them out. There might be some, there could be some things in the description. Always check out the description of the video just in case, as there could always be some links down there that might be helpful for you to check out. Especially if you're looking to get into iRacing. We're going to get them turned loose here, coming out of corner number 4. We're here entering 3. Everybody side by side, getting ready to crank it up here. Out of 4, they're in the restart zone. Green flag is out there, down and away here at Richmond. And we already got the 28 going sideways in corner number 1. That's John Houston. Going to bring out the caution for caution number 1. As we already got him here, 121 laps is the distance. And couldn't even make it in the first corner as the number 28 AC Delco machine of John Houston goes around. We'll take another look at it here at the on-the-pole instant replay. Oh, here we are, right off the start. Keep an eye on that outside lane of that 28. He's going to try to come down the racetrack. Doesn't realize that the 78 is there. Touches that nose and gets it sideways. The 99 of Larry Fairman ends up getting into him. The 13 there of Chris Ramsey trying to stay out of it, but he may have gotten tagged just a little bit. So quarter number 1 already giving us issues here tonight at Richmond. We try to get this race started and underway, and already drivers are taking this opportunity to come down pit road. Ledford, Wagner, Ace, Houston, all coming down pit road. We're looking there of the foothills. Motorsports car of Ledford as he rolls back out there onto the raceway. Chris Phillips out there in the number 6. Got another foothills one there. That is Chris Barker along with Stephen Shue out there in the 00. And we got the 99 down there on the inside trying to figure out where he belongs. That is the 99 of Larry Fairman. We see a lot of James Wagoner Welding sponsored machines out there, and that's always great to see, especially since they are the ones sponsoring the series. Now here we go, down here in the corner number 2. I'm sorry, back around here in corner number 4. They're coming out onto the front stretch. Lights still on in that pace machine as we're rolling here so far tonight. Everything's getting settled in. We're now side by side once again. Lights are out on that pace vehicle. We're going to get green flag racing as they come down here onto the front stretch once again. Fred in that Mustang out there as our pace machine here tonight. We'll pull it down on the pit road and we will be back green flag racing. Hopefully we can keep it green this time as they come out of 4. Green flag in the air. Here we go. Back green flag racing once again. Here from Richmond. Down here in the corner number 1 to go. Side by side. Looking like we're going to get through this time as we're on board here with the likes of Matthew Gall. Now we're here with Rick Baldwin. We're out of Roanoke, Virginia. We come now through 3 and 4 back across the front stretch, back down here in the corner number 1 and 2. Chris Phillips down here in the lead as it stands right now here in that number 6 machine. Jason Kinney here second, Chris Barker there third, Stephen Shue there in 4th. Jason Kinney trying to make sure he's got that car dialed in. We've seen that car take a couple spills during qualifying. We saw him take a couple spills there in practice. Hopefully he can keep the wheels under it as he fights for the lead here right behind Chris Phillips coming through 1 and 2. Down there on the inside of the racetrack, going to try to hold that momentum and dive underneath him here going into corner number 1, which he will do. Can he keep that momentum rolling? He does get around the 6 of Chris Phillips as they come off of 2. So the 66 of Jason Kinney now holds the lead here at Richmond. Here on lap number 9 as they come working in the corner number 3. Everybody single file. Rick Baldwin back here in 6th. Matthew Gall in 7th. James Wagoner here in 8th. Jeffrey Ledford here 9th. As he's got company from John Houston as John Houston looks to the inside of Ledford and he does a good job getting down there. Going to try to get that pass done, but the 25 there of Nathaniel looks like he wanted to try to make a pass on Ledford as well, but could not get there while that door was open. Now looks like we got into a little bit of a rhythm. Jimmy Pilot now looking to the inside of the 00 of Stephen Shue as they work through 1 and 2, back out onto the backstretch. Things could happen fast here tonight as they're banging the wall coming off of 2, heading down here into corner number 3 and 4. There you see Piling underneath Shue as they roll off of 4, back across the front straightaway. Piling has to get back in line in behind Shue. You not have the momentum to carry it off the corner, off of 4. Now we're all back working down the backstretch once again here on lap number 12. 125 laps is the distance for the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series here tonight. Down here through corner number 1. Highland is there once again. Can he make the move? Common thing here in iRacing is they say running behind them is one thing, getting past them is another. Passing can sometimes be very, very difficult, especially to do it cleanly. Pilot still doing what he can. He's there at the bumper. Jason Kinney now has been out front and put a little bit of space between him and Phillips. Now here comes Rowdy looking back down there against the bottom inside of Shue, who is currently running 4th. Pilot running 5th. As he's got Rick Baldwin back there in 6th with Matthew Gall there 7th. James Wagoner up to 8th. John Houston has fallen back to 9th, with Jeffrey Ledford there in 10th, and it looked like Houston might have had having a little bit of blinky connection issue there out of that number 28 machine. As the 99, Fairman's trying to stay where he can battle back onto the lead lap here, as he's sitting there in 14th at the moment, ahead of Benjamin Richards and Edward Fielder, who have both elected not to start tonight's race, from what I can see. And we see Jason Kinney still out front. Chris Phillips there's second. Here's Chris Barker here in third. Rowdy still trying to find a way around that number 00 of Stephen Shue. I wouldn't be surprised as we get later on through the run here, later on through the race, if we don't start seeing a little bit of bump and run here at Richmond, as it is short track racing at its finest here at Richmond Speedway. A little bit of bump, send them up the racetrack, and you go through underneath. We've seen Matthew Gall there in the 78. Oh, I'm sorry, no, that's his James Wagoner in that 30 machine, bouncing off the outside wall in that camo painted machine here tonight. There comes Ledford, Nathaniel Briner there in 11th, Matthew Barker there in 12th, Chris Ramsey back here in 13th for that 13 car. He's got a little bit of damage to that right front on that machine. Luckily here at Richmond, though, that little bit of damage doesn't hurt too bad like it does out on a super speedway, because you're not out here drafting, you're trying to just be the quickest around the racetrack. So that little bit of corner damage isn't going to affect the aerodynamics too much on that car, but it could inadvertently affect some of the handling. We roll down the backstretch here. You see Pilot now really trying to push underneath of Shue as they work off the corner. Back through the front stretch here. Pilot underneath Shue as they roll across the line down here into corner number 1. Side by side they go. And hopefully everybody's hearing me okay. If not, let me know and we can do some adjustments to the mic and things. But down through the backstretch here once again, Palin still holding that bottom line in that good wrench number 29 here tonight, as he's got the foothills. James Wagoner sponsored 00 of Shue out there on the outside. Pilot doing all he can to hang on to it down there on the bottom side. The only problem is that could burn up the tires a little bit, so he's got to be careful. Needs to make his pass and needs to make it quickly as he comes down here into corner 1 and 2. I'm sorry, that was 3 and 4 as they work back off out here through the tri-oval. You see Pilot down there underneath, really working that wheel, trying to get that car to turn underneath that 00 of Shue. As you see Christopher Barker up here working in 3rd place. Phillips starting to gain on Kinney a little bit, closing that gap that Kinney once had as they roll out of 2 down the backstretch. Rowdy back here in 4th, still battling with Shue, but Rick Baldwin closing in on him. Now he's going to try to see if he can keep that door open on the bottom side and help force his way up there into the top 5. Shue up there against that outside wall, coming off of 2, down here into corner 3 and 4, if I'm correctly naming the corners as we come off of 4 now. Back across the stripe down here into corner number 1. Pilot still giving it all down there on the inside of the racetrack, trying to get that car out in front of Shue, but has not had the momentum to do it as of yet. He keeps inching a little bit by little every lap, but has not been able to get it out there in front of Shue as of yet. Almost there, coming off of 4 this time, but does not quite have it now. Back down here in the corner number 1. There comes the 29 of Baldwin. Now, I'm sorry, the 19 of Baldwin going to try his best to put it underneath Shoe, coming down here into corner number 1, and will do so as they come off of, I guess that was 4. They come across the stripe down here into corner number 1. Baldwin now battling beside Stephen Shoe, trying to put Stephen Shoe back to 6th spot as Baldwin comes up and takes 5th spot away from Shoe. Pat and Rowdy up to 4th. Setting his sights on Chris Barker. But he's got to worry about what's in his mirror, too. That number 6 or 19 of Rick Baldwin is very, very strong here tonight as they work down here into the next corner. Around it they go, back out here onto the backstretch. Down here into corner number 3. Baldwin now looking to the outside. Not quite there. Looking to the inside now as they come down here into the corner number 1 and 2. Working around, piling now, looking to the inside of Chris Barker. As he is there, as he's got Baldwin nipping at his heels. Rowdy really putting the power down here, trying to dive it in there. Here at lap number 32, everybody's starting to get strung out. We'll go ahead and put the track map up so everybody can keep track of where their drivers are. As you see, they're starting to get strung out. Caution is out, though, for the 00 of Stephen Shoe. Oh, here we see Shoe coming off the corner, up here in corner number 1. There goes Gall down underneath him. And Gall just ends up tapping him, and he slides him up the racetrack. Not quite the bump and run that he was wanting to do. As Gall was there, and Shoe just kind of come down, pinched him down there, and then bounces off the nose of Matthew Gall. Now he's just waiting on the proper opportunity to get that car spun back around, facing the correct direction. Yellow flag will wave for the second time here tonight. As Baldwin brings it down on pit road. Looks like everybody brought it down except for the 25 of Nathaniel Briner, who stayed out. A 99 of Larry Fairman getting his lap back. Benjamin Richards and Edward Fieldler out of the race, as we've said. Down there in 15th and 16th. Let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we'll be back here in a moment from Richmond.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Natural Life Apothecary is your one-stop shop for natural healing and remedies, offering a full line of organic herbs, oils, teas, CBD, and federally legal Delta products. Visit naturallifetx.com today and save 15% on your entire order with discount code ROUGHNECK. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the race.
All right, we're back here, still under caution. Lights still on that pace machine as everybody's getting lined up. Now I see Kai Shappert in the down here on pit road, but not in the race anywhere. I think he might be helping to help John Houston through the race here. We're seeing what type of excitement we have. as we roll down here in the corner. Looks like lights are out. We're going to double them up. We're going to get ready to go here next time by. So lap number 38, we're going to go and take the green flag here tonight for the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series here tonight. If anybody has comments on the new SDK colors, let me know. If the league has any particular colors they would like used, let us know. We'll go ahead and get the league its own set of colors. We kind of pulled the red that you see above the driver's name out of the James Wagoner logo, and the orange down on the bottom side of the driver's names is the orange out of the Roughneck logo. As we're green flag racing once again here at Richmond, looking like almost 4 wide down here into corner number 1. Oh boy, it's going to get tight as we go 3 wide down here through corner number 1, off the corner, now 2 wide off the corner. And Jason Kinney stuck there in the middle. He's going to go and push it 3 wide once again, and it is tight. The 25 of Nathaniel Briner down there holding a good line on the bottom to help everybody get through that sketchy situation. Rick Baldwin now up to 4th. Jason Kinney now up there in the 3rd. Got Chris Barker there in 2nd. Caution is back out. John Houston crashed along with Stephen Shue and Matt Gall. So with the caution back out on the speedway, we'll take a look here exactly what happened on this replay. Everybody's starting to look like they're getting a little bit antsy. Here comes Houston diving into the corner, dove it in there just a little hard. Ends up getting up the track, slides it up in front of Matt Barker, and then gets tagged. Once again, and trying to see what happened to Stephen Shue and Matt Gall, as I didn't see them really get too much off of Houston there. So we'll take another look at it. Right, keeping an eye on the 00 there. As you see, Barker there. There comes Shue getting into the back. He's going to get it spun around. Exactly what happened there to Matt Gall, we'll have to see, because it looks like he might have had issues coming off of corner number 2. As he does get bumped there. Well, no, he doesn't quite get bumped, but he does lose it coming out of the corner. Locks it up down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. And hits that inside barrier. Tough break there for Shue and others, as now they got to try to get some of that repairs taken care of. And we're back under caution once again here at Richmond. Let's see who we can get a hold of here. See if we can get a hold of our leader right now, Chris Phillips. Good evening there, Chris. How's it going?
Not too shabby. What's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. Looks like you have been handling the car pretty well out there. You're currently in the lead. Can you kind of take us through how that track kind of feeling here tonight?
She's pretty slick tonight, man. You got to really be easy on that throttle. See a lot of guys spinning those tires coming off of the turns. But yeah, you got to take it pretty easy.
You've seen quite a few guys getting it loose coming off the corners, and as you said, you do have to have a little bit of throttle control, especially here at Richmond. But it does seem to be extra loose out there tonight.
Yeah, it really is. Some of these guys, these cars have a lot more horsepower too, and I really like them. So it's a good fit for me. I like a lot of off throttle time. So I was pretty excited when they said the Xfinity season this year. So hopefully you get used to talking to me, man.
Well, we'll see if we're talking to you at the end, and good luck to you here through the rest of the race. And hopefully you
Thanks,
keep your
man.
nose clean.
Yeah, appreciate it.
That was Chris Phillips, currently our leader out there in that number 6 machine. I just noticed on that car that we may have a slight different opinion on football there, Chris. And I noticed you got the Chiefs on the car. I'm more of Eagles and Steelers fan here in this household. We come down the backstretch, 44 laps complete, or 44 laps on the board right now. It's going to be 44 complete when they come across and take the green flag. As the green flag waves, we are down and away. Back out here once again for the third time now, I believe, for our caution flag. Everybody's single filing it out. Chris Phillips out there out front. And look at the wheel on here on Jason Kinney as we come down here into the corner. He is definitely wheeling that car something fierce. Trying to keep it underway here. Everything going like it needs to be. As they come off the corner here tonight. Down here, back into corner number 3. Kinney now looking to the outside of Phillips. And that opens the door for Barker as Chris Barker doesn't waste any time. Gets underneath of Kinney there. As Kinney now drops it down to the inside once again. Trying to block that line there in that Grinch painted Supra here tonight. With Chris Phillips out there in front. One of our 3 Fords though is not running up front yet. That's Chris Ramsey back here in 8th. We've got 3 Fords. That's Chris Ramsey, Matt Gall, and Nathaniel Briner all running Fords here tonight. We got 4 Toyotas, 2 of them which did not take the grid. So that leaves 2 in the race. 1 of them in 2nd, 1 of them in 4th. Driven by Kinney and Baldwin. And the rest of them are Chevrolets here tonight. Everybody doing a great job so far here. Chris Phillips out front. Now looking to see if he can get under. Well, Kinney now gets underneath of Phillips. Going to take that lead back from Phillips once again. And skating around there a little bit out here at lap number 50. As they come down through the corner, off of 4, back out onto the front stretch they go. Out here through corner number 1. Once again, Phillips out there chasing down the leader of Jason Kinney. Both of those drivers have been very strong. Kinney definitely taking some practice during the qualifying session. I don't know if that kind of helped him out, trying to drift the car a little bit through the corners. I don't know if that helped him gain a little bit more understanding, a little bit more control of the car. He was doing really well out there, drifting that car through the corners. Like I said, I don't think drifting it's the quickest way, but definitely putting on a show there during qualifying as they all roll through corner number 4 here, single file. Top 5 are Kinney, Phillips, Chris Barker, Rick Baldwin. James Wagoner has moved himself up here into the top 5, and right behind them is the 01 of Jeffrey Ledford sitting back here in 6th. Chris Ramsey back here in 7th has company from the 78 of Matthew Gall. As Gall look to the inside, going to see if he can get that inside momentum down here through corner number 3 and 4. Coming off, Gall will take that 7th spot away from Ramsey. That's Stephen Shue now up there on the top side. He's got Piling once again down there below him. Sean Houston back here in at number 28, right behind Shue. As Pilin's trying to get around both of these drivers. Great battle going on here. And this is a battle for 8th, 9th, and 10th going on right now. Or I'm sorry, not 8th, 9th, and 10th. This is 9th, 10th, and 11th. As Pilon tries to get back into the top 10. We're on board here with Jimmy Pilot. Now we're on board with Rick Baldwin as they come down through the stretch on the front stretch here. Now on board with Chris Barker. Down here through corner number 1 and 2. Front to back. It's Kenny, Phillips, Chris Barker, Rick Baldwin, James Wagoner, Matthew Gall rounding out your top 6 drivers so far here tonight at lap number 56. Now on the lap 57 as they round off of 4 back around here to the front stretch. Still have not hit quite halfway yet, as we still got a few laps before that happens. Jason Kinney out there in front, leading the way. Chris Phillips there second. Chris Barker there third. Rick Baldwin there fourth. James Wagoner fifth. We're looking to see if we can see any more battles going on. Looks like Houston kind of backed off a little bit. Pilon did get around both Shue and Houston, moving himself up there in the 9th. Looked like Ledford might have been up there against that outside wall. Not sure if he brushed it or not, but that opened a door for Ramsey to get on by down there on the inside. So even if he did not brush the wall, he let off to keep from hitting the wall, and that gave just enough momentum loss for that number 13 of Chris Ramsey to get up there and take that position. Still trying to keep an eye on where battles are happening here tonight. As we see there, Chris Barker trying to come off of corner number 2 down here through 3 and 4. Houston getting sideways once again, coming off of 2. And as we work down here into corner number 3, around 4 back out onto the front stretch. These laps tick away quickly here at Richmond, as you're only talking about a 22 to 24 second lap time. Somewhere in there is where these drivers are falling right now. Some of them are sitting at a 22.96. Some of them at a 22.39 is currently what they're running. Slowest I'm seeing is a 23.73. As tires are starting to fall off here. Down here in the corner number 3 and 4 once again as they roll back out onto the front stretch. Jason Kinney still our leader. As we see Pilon now working on Ledford coming down here in the corner number 1. Pilon doing what he can down there on the inside, keeping that momentum up, trying to get around Ledford now. He's got Shue breathing down on him again, so he's got to get past Ledford as quickly as he can. Ledford's still hanging on the outside, though. And he's coming back, and it's gonna be Pilon out the line to keep that hold of that spot. Can he get down here into corner number 1? He will do so, and he will take that 8th spot away from Jeffrey Ledford as Ledford now comes off the corner. Shue getting a little loose, coming off of 2 as they work down here into corner number 3 once again. We are over halfway through the race here at lap number 64. So laps winding down slowly here at Richmond. The drivers really taking it to it here tonight. As they come roaring down here, there goes Pilon once again, looking to the inside now of Chris Ramsey through turns 3 and 4 here, getting that run off of 4. Going to see if he can get around Ramsey as they head down here into corner number 1 and 2. He's got the run. He does have the space at the moment. Can he pull it up in front? He will do so, coming off of 2. Pilon takes another spot, moves himself up into 7th position. Lap 66, and it's the 66 of Jason Kinney that still leads the race as we're watching battles happen all over the racetrack. Now here comes Ledford, as Ledford looks like he can try to get underneath Matt Barker back there in number 96. He's trying to see if he can get underneath the 28 of John Houston. Cannot do it, ends up falling back. Here comes Jeffrey Ledford once again up to the bumper of Chris Ramsey as they work out of 4, back out onto the front stretch. Lap number 67 now on the board as Jason Kinney now looks to put Nathaniel Briner a lap down back here on the backstretch. As they work off of 4, Kinney is there putting the 25 of Nathaniel Briner a lap down. We're looking at the battle, though, of Ledford and Ramsey as Ledford's looking to try to get to the inside of Chris Ramsey at the moment, as cannot quite get there. And now we've moved up towards the front as Chris Phillips works below the lap machine of Nathaniel Briner. Down off of 4. Now here comes Chris Barker. He's also got to go and work down there to the inside, and he will do so very easily. Coming down here into corner number 1. Looks like Nathaniel's going to stay up high. Going to let that 19 of Rick Baldwin also around. No need in fighting them. No need to cause a caution up here where these leaders. As they work down through the backstretch. Down on to the corner here once again. Up here on the high side. That is the 13 Ramsey, as Ledford is trying to battle there on the inside. We got Shoe back here right behind this battle. He's got Houston trying to gain on him. And oh no! Ledford gets touched and he is down against the inside barrier. Coming down here into corner number 3 and 4. I don't believe that was intentional as he now gets into that outside wall. And I saw a puff of smoke off of that. I wonder if he is dead. No, he's not dead, but he definitely broke. I don't know how much steering he has. Ledford needs to get it around the pit road, so he's got to try to steep it high and hope the leaders go low and mind that he's up there against the wall, as he cannot turn the car right the way he needs to. So can he make it on the pit road as he goes back into the outside wall? And oh no, here comes Doogie. Oh boy, Ledford just needs to try to find a way to get it down there to the apron and hold it there as they work down there. He's got room now. Can he get it down there on the pit road safely? Not what Ledford wanted here for tonight for that Foothills number 01 machine. As he does get it on the pit road, gets it around the commitment cone, and he's got that wheel cut all the way to the left. As we said, definitely struggling to try to get that car to turn left. He's bringing it right down the pit boxes. As he's got that car now pointed towards the box. Back out front, though, Jason Kinney and Chris Phillips battling it out here up front for that first and second position. We saw what happened there for Ledford. Unfortunate there for him, as now the drivers come down here through the front stretch down here in the corner number 1 and 2. Kinney still out there in front. Lap number 75 on the board as we now head across here onto the backstretch. There we're watching Chris Barker. He works down in the corner number 3 and 4. Here comes Shoe off of 2. Down the backstretch, got around Ramsey. Now he's got to try to see if he can get up there to Doogie. Ramsey now looking like he wants to try to battle back on the outside. But here comes that 01 of Ledford. He's down there trying to make his round back as he's out trying to get around the machines around him so he can keep a hold of where he's at. He's currently the only car 1 lap down at the moment. I believe he is anyway. No, Jeffrey Ledford and Nathaniel Briner are the 2 cars laps down. So sorry for that misinformation. And we're looking there as Shoe tries to get up there to Doogie. Down the backstretch. And down here in the corner number 3 and 4. Lap number 78 on the board. Off of corner number 4. Doogie out there in 7th. The leaders now out there. Got the lap car of the 99 up there in front of them as they dived on the pit road. He's got the lap car of Jason Kinney soon. Jason Kinney is our leader. Sorry about that. With Chris Phillips there in second. Chris Phillips trying to figure out where he's going to be. Now, the question is Kinney going to be the Grinch and steal Richmond away here? That is yet to be seen here tonight with the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series. As now they work off of the corner down here in the corner number 1. Jason Kinney still leading the way. As the 99 of Fairman's on pit road looking for repairs, getting tires changed. Chris Barker back out here in 3rd. He's got Baldwin there in 4th. Matthew Gall worked his way up here in the 5th right now. Rowdy sitting in 6th, down 1 position from where he started. James Wagner up 4 from where he started. He's got Foothills driver Stephen Shoe right behind him with the 13 of Chris Ramsey there in the next spot. But he's got the lap machine of Jeffrey Ledford barreling down on him as he tries to get up there towards the front. Larry Fairman back out on track. He is a lap down to the leaders. So Jeffrey Ledford has some work cut out for him as he is the third car driver a lap down. Nathaniel Briner now bringing it to pit road here at lap number 82. Jason Kinney out front in that Grinch machine. Chris Phillips there in second with Christopher Barker there in third. Rick Baldwin fourth. Matthew Gall fifth. Jimmy Pilen there sixth with James Wagoner seventh. Stephen Shue eighth. Chris Ramsey ninth. Matthew Barker there in 10th. These are your top 10 right now. As it looks like Barker is going to, Ace is going to try to get underneath of Ramsey and take it in the 9th position. As we storm down here in the corner number 1, we got a battle going on between Ramsey and Wagner. Not Ramsey and Wagner, Shue and Wagner. Wagner drops down there, Wagner stuck on the outside, Shue's down on his inside. As they roll through turn number 4 here, back out onto the front stretch. Lap number 85 now on the books. 84, as Kinney is that far ahead. Coming down here through the front stretch. So, Jason Kinney really putting the laps down here along with Chris Phillips. These two drivers really putting it in the books here at Richmond. As everybody's trying to hang on to it, Jason Kinney now off of corner number 3, back across the stripe, going to make it lap number 85 in the books, with us starting lap number 86. Who's it going to be winning it tonight? A toss-up, really, folks. It really is a toss-up. As Kinney's done a great job here from the start of this race. Phillips there has done a phenomenal job as well. Starting on pole, currently sitting in second. Jason Kinney starting in fourth and is up here in front right now, leading the way. So whatever little adjustment, if he was allowed to make an adjustment, kind of worked for him as we're on board here with Kinney down the backstretch. Around here on to the front stretch once again, lap 88 on the board. Christopher Barker back here in third. Rick Baldwin back here in fourth. Matt Gall back here in fifth. Rowdy sitting in sixth at the moment, with Stephen Shue sitting here in seventh. Chris Ramsey in eighth. Matt Barker back here in ninth. And as they roll down here underneath, there is the 99 of Larry Fairman trying to get around Barker, as Barker keeps it up high. That lap machine of Fairman trying to gain some spots here in case there is another caution. He can be in that lucky dog spot. Jeffrey Ledford would have seen that as well, but cannot get around there. Nathaniel Briner has dropped off to go to pit road, and he is back out on track, so he is behind Jeffrey Ledford now. Here comes James Wagoner down pit road. He's going a lap down here as the drivers take on the green flag pit stops here at lap number 90. Down here in the corner number 1, the 13 there of Chris Ramsey working the best he can, trying to get up there, farther his spot. Down here in the corner number 3 and 4. You see the 25 there of Nathaniel Briner. Here comes James Wagoner back onto the track. 1 lap down now. Jason Kinney coming across the line to make it lap 92 of 125 that need completed here tonight. Chris Phillips just trying to bide his time, trying to find out when the best time to strike would be. But he's also going to make sure that he's got the tire and the fuel to make it to the end. As we come down here through the front stretch once again, making it lap 93 on the board. Jason Kinney still up front with Chris Phillips. There's second. Christopher Barker back here in third with Rick Baldwin fourth. Matt Gall back here in fifth. Jimmy Pilen there in sixth. Stephen Shue in seventh with Chris Ramsey there eighth. Matthew Barker ace back here in ninth, with John Houston rolling around in 10th. And behind Houston, everybody is a lap down. The first one that is a lap down is the likes of James Wagoner, who is 2 laps down due to the pit stop. And that is just how quickly you can go from lead lap to 2 laps down here at Richmond just for doing a pit stop. So I'm sure some of these drivers may be looking at their tire wear. Can their tires make it to the end? If so, do they have the fuel to make it to the end? If not, do they come in for just a splash and go? Do they come in and take tires? A lot of decision making to happen here. We're closing in down here on the last 30 laps as they come off the corner. 30 laps to go here tonight for the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series from Richmond. Rick Baldwin back here in third. Matt Gall up here in fourth. Chris Barker back here in fifth. Jimmy Palin doing what he can down there up on the high side now as he's looking to try to get around the 46 of Chris Barker. As he dives it in here to corner number 3 and 4. Back around here to the front stretch. He does get around the 46 of Barker as Barker swings it into pit road here. Chris Barker, driver of number 46, on pit road for some service here at lap number 97. Down here through the lap turn number 4 comes the 66 of Jason Kinney. He is now up into that first position for those last few laps. Hanging on to it. We're on board as Kinney comes off of corner number 2. Really hanging it there. Hanging it out, really having to catch that car as you saw him make that quick adjustment to the right to keep that car going straight. Really putting the wheel into it in that number 66 machine here tonight. Trying to keep that car straight down the backstretch as he comes off the corner. Down here at Richmond. Lap 99 on the board. They come across the stripe this time. It'll be 26 laps to go tonight for the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series, brought to you by Mag Real Estate. James Wagoner Welding, can't forget about them as they are the title sponsor. K&R Sim Productions, or K&S Sim Productions, sorry, K&S. We see Ramsey going down there on the pit road. Then we have a new sponsor for the season there up in the top corner. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble reading that one, but it's brand new for this season. Speed Zone as well up there in the corner. As looks like Phillips got loose coming off of corner number 2. As they head down here into 3 and 4, 25 laps to go. Now 24 as they cross the stripe. With Kinney out front, Phillips trying to chase him down. Phillips knows he's running out of time. Rick Baldwin back here in third. Look where James Wagoner is, though. He's sitting here right behind the leaders, I should say, as he's trying to get around both of them to get his lap back. One of his 2 lap backs. As Chris Barker is 1 lap down. So James Wagoner trying to get lap back and get up there to Barker. We definitely have a battle going on here with 23 laps to go. Wagoner now chasing down Kinney as he got around Phillips. Where are these drivers going to be? Are they going to be able to finish it out? Kinney really looking strong there. Come down here through the backstretch. Chris Phillips there in second. Rick Baldwin there third. Matthew Gall in fourth. With Jimmy Palin Rowdy there fifth. John Houston there sixth. Matt Barker there in seventh with Chris Barker back here in eighth. As Kinney now sees Wagoner going around the outside. Not going to really pull up too much of a fight. He knows Wagoner's on fresher tires than what he is. With 21 laps to go down here in the corner number 3 and 4. When will our leaders pit? As some of them haven't pitted since lap 33. A couple haven't pitted since lap 40. Farthest one I've seen that's pitted in the race, in the group of the leaders, is Matt Gall, who pitted at lap number 41. 20 to go here at Richmond. As they work down here off of 4, down here across the stripe. In the corner number 1, 19 laps to go for Jason Kinney as they work off up 2 now. Kinney really holding on to it. Phillips trying to find a way to dig that car up there into that top spot, but hasn't found a way to do it. Hasn't really been in a position to really use one of the lap machines as a pick as of yet. Kinney hanging it really out there coming off of 4 as he had to kind of catch that drifting as he come off of 4. Down here through corner number 1 and 2, back down the backstretch. When will he come in the pit as he's coming up on Matt Barker to put Matt a lap down? And Kinney still rolls around on the racetrack. Phillips as well. Baldwin staying out there as well, sitting there at 3rd. Matt Gall there in 4th. Pylon Rowdy sitting there in 5th. Sean Houston in 6th. And Matt Barker, our last car on the lead lap, but for how long is the question, as Kinney is chasing him down, and Phillips doing what he can to get back up there to chase down Kinney. Down here in the corner 1 and 2, up off the corner, it will be as Phillips got a little bit loose coming off of 2 down the backstretch. And it's them little step outs that are going to hurt your times here a little bit, trying to battle for the lead. You want to try to keep that rear end under you as much as you can. You don't want it to kick out and go sideways, as we saw there from Phillips. As Phillips tries to dig in as hard as he can, get that car to dig into the track and up there into the bumper of Jason Kinney as he worked down here through 3 and 4 once again. Now with 14 laps to go, with Kinney out front, Phillips there 2nd, Baldwin sitting here 3rd. Matt Gall there in 4th with Pylon there in 5th. John Houston 6th with Bart Ace back here in 7th. That is still on the lead lap. As we said, 14 laps to go. There we see Phillips now making a break for it down there on the inside. Does Phillips have what he needs to try to make this race happen for him as he goes down to the inside underneath of Phillips? As they come drag racing down the backstretch, here comes Phillips on the outside. Kinney down there on the, Phillips on the inside, Kinney on the outside. Phillips makes the pass on the inside. Looks like Kinney kind of gave him a little bit of a nose there coming out of 4. Real good battling up here, and there you see the 0 of Stephen Shue kind of getting in the mix to try to get a lap back. Out of the 2 that he's down, he doesn't want to try to get into the leaders, though, as he just wants to try to help his teammate up there. Maybe get up there and be a little bit of a blocker to the 66 if he can. As they come down here into corner numbers 1 and 2, back around here onto the backstretch. Shue trying to get up there to give his teammate a little bit of hand. As the 66 of Jason Kinney goes sliding off of corner number 2. Down here into corner number 3 and 4. Here comes Shue right to the bumper of Kinney. Up off the corner. He's there at the bumper. Is he going to try to get underneath him? He does not as of yet. Looks to the outside as they come through turns number 1 and 2. Back around here to the backstretch. Side by side is Shue and Kinney. As Kinney now gets a little bit of bump in there with Shue. Going to put Shue behind him, but Shue now does the crossover. Looks to see if he can get underneath. Does not get there. Kinney knows he's in trouble as he's got now a foothill driver right in his mirror. Got him in sights and locked on him good here as they come out of turns 1 and 2 back out onto the backstretch. Kinney has a mirror full of Stephen Shue as he's trying to get back up there and battle Phillips for the lead. But Phillips doing all he needs to just to keep it up there and keep it running. As Shue now gets along on the outside. Kinney down there on the inside still battling with Shue. He does not want to let Shue around as he knows Shue can act like a pick. And here comes Ramsey as well. He gets loose. Oh, no, hang on to it, Kinney, as he comes across the nose of Ramsey. Ramsey up there into the outside wall as they come down here into corner number 3 and 4. Ramsey looking back now on the outside of Jason Kinney as Kinney gets a little loose coming out of corner number 4 down here into corner number 1. His car definitely is not liking that inside line no more as those tires have definitely wore off. He's definitely going to hang on to it a lot more. as he's been working down here through the corners. As Phillips out front, got that lead over top of Kenny. Now Kenny's got lap traffic between him and the leader. Got a little loose, and ended up costing him a little bit here as there's 6 laps to go. Phillips could almost go into a little bit of fuel saving at the moment as he's got his teammate right there behind him with Stephen Shue. You know, honestly, if it becomes a fuel race here towards the end, and I know I don't have enough, I might radio back to my teammate and say, give me a push. I don't know if that's legal or not, but I'd do it anyway. As they come out of corner number 2 here, back out onto the backstretch. 4 laps to go for Chris Phillips as he is currently leading the race. Matt Barker not too far in front of him, the last car on the lead lap. As they work down here through the front stretch, back down here into corner number 1, 3 laps to go for Chris Phillips. Rick Baldwin back here in third. Jason Kinney sitting here in second, trying to put the pedal down now. Trying not to heat them tires up, but still get the grip that he needs as it comes sliding off of 2. Down here in through across the stripe, 2 laps to go for Chris Phillips. Down here into the backstretch. Chris Phillips down on the inside of Matt Barker. Gonna put one more car between him and Kenny. As Kenny's got the 99 of Fairman that he's still battling with back here, trying to make sure that he can keep him behind him as they come across and take the white flag. Phillips already through 1 and 2 out onto the backstretch. Underneath of Ace as they work down the backstretch. Looks like Phillips is going to bring this one home here at Richmond. Just a few feet more as they come off the corner. Can he keep that motor going? He does, and he is across the line to bring it home here at Richmond for the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series. He drifts it on through the corner number 1 and 2. Does a 360 out here off the backstretch. Waiting for drivers come through. He got it down there on the apron. Great job there by Phillips. Baldwin had a great run here tonight as well. Gall finishing here third. Where did where did the other finish? I think somebody may have ran out of fuel. And that would be the 66 of Jason Kinney. I think Kinney may have ran out of fuel here on the last lap. We'll see him down there on the inside. Here comes Baldwin right up there against the back bumper. And it does look like Kinney ran out of fuel as everybody just storms past him, coming there through the corner. Kinney down there on the bottom side. He put up one heck of a race, just did not have the fuel to make it to the end. 1 lap short, or a half a lap short. Therefore, Jason Kinney here tonight, bringing it home in 5th. Our race results here for the night are Chris Phillips coming out in first with Rick Baldwin there second. Matthew Gall there in third with Jimmy Pilot Rowdy there in fourth. Jason Kinney finishing the night in 5th. John Houston there 6th. In 7th is going to be Barker. It's going to be Matt Barker. Chris Barker finishing out tonight in 8th. James Wagoner there in 9th. Stephen Shue tonight finishing 10th with Chris Ramsey there 11th. Larry Fairman there in 12th. Jeffrey Ledford 13th. Nathaniel Briner there at 14th. Benjamin Richards tonight in 15th. Edward Fieldler in 16th. And a little farther back, that's going to be your, that is your finishing grid here tonight. So congrats to the leaders and the winners here tonight. We'll see who we can get a hold of here for interviews, as we gotta find Gall. Matt Gall out of Social Outcast. Good evening,
What was
Matt.
our?
How's it going?
Oh, hey, pretty good.
Well, you come away with a third place tonight. Is that kind of surprising?
I would say yeah, a little bit. You know, one thing that was surprising was that we had such long green flag runs. I didn't think we were going to get that in, and because we did, and I kind of saw that early, that last whole run there, I short pitted 2 back-to-back cautions, and was able to make sure I had enough fuel for the end, and just saved the tires, and guys started falling off, and it just kind of played into my hand.
Well, I think Jason Kinney, he definitely had a car out there tonight, but he ended up, I think, running out of fuel on that last lap.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's one of my teammates, and he was pushing it to the end and just ran out with about half a lap left. So that gave us all a freebie.
Well, congrats there getting third tonight. Who's your sponsors and everybody you'd like to give shout-outs to here tonight?
Well, thanks first and foremost to Wagoner's Welding for putting this whole series on. Natural Life Apothecary for sponsoring as well. Teammates, Rick Baldwin, Jason Kinney, both of those guys, we all work well together. And all the other sponsors, I'm forgetting some of them, I'm sure, but there's a bunch of other people that put into this. Thanks to you guys for putting on the broadcast so we can go watch it back and see exactly what happened. That's it. Hopefully we'll be here next week.
Next week, we're heading to get my schedule up here. Oh, where is it here? Looks like we're going to Atlanta next week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Old Atlanta, too. So it's not going to be as drafting. It's going to be a little more difficult. So that should be fun. These cars, the way they handle, that's going to be a handful for some guys. I would expect some people to back it into the fence a couple times. But, we should do well there.
We're tonight the cars were loose. Wait till you get on Old Atlanta.
Exactly. Yeah. So you got to egg under that throttle and see if you can baby that sucker around. So we'll give her a shot next week. Hopefully we'll be talking to you again.
Oh, and watch them grooves. That's for sure.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, all right. Well, congrats there for your third place. Yep. And hopefully we'll see you next week. Bring it back on the podium.
Yeah,
great job here tonight. Right. Getting in the spot, bringing it home.
Yep. Appreciate it. We'll see you all next week.
All righty. So that was Matt Gall bringing home third place here. We're looking for Rick Baldwin, our second place finisher. Good evening, Rick. How's it going?
Hey, how's it going? Going great.
Well, you brought home second place. Are you surprised in yourself being able to bring it home in second, or did it just kind of luck out?
Well, I felt really comfortable today, but unfortunately I had to use some bumpers. Not intentional, but there were some issues with other cars and traffic, but it wasn't nothing too bad.
It definitely it's short track racing, right? I mean, you're here at Richmond. They should expect bumpers to be used slightly.
Yeah. I didn't do anything intentionally. I know if a few of those guys would have caught me, I would expect a shot to the bumper.
Like I said, Richmond brings out great short track racing, especially whenever you got great guys like you guys here at Roughneck putting on a great show. I know when I was talking to your teammate there of Matt Gall, he was kind of surprised that we took on such a long green flag run.
Yeah, the racing was phenomenal. It was really fun from a driver's point of view. I don't know how the viewers saw it, but I had a great time.
Oh, it was fun for us. I mean, the more we can keep it green flag racing, the better. We don't like when it turns into eye pacing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a ton of fun.
So congrats here for your second place finish. And who's your sponsors and shout outs you'd like to give shout outs to tonight?
Shout out to admin. Thank you for broadcasting this there, Adam. And Race Control. Appreciate y'all, all the hard work you do. And our sponsors, Wagoner's Welding and Natural Life Apothecary, MAG Real Estate, and my teammates Matt Call, Jason Kinney. Y'all are great. And yeah, I had a great time. Thank you.
Well, it's our pleasure, as always, to bring the race to you. And hopefully, what do you think you're going to have in store for next week at Old Atlanta?
Yeah, not familiar with that track. It'll be something brand new, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Well, if you thought your car was loose tonight, be prepared. It can be loose again next week at that track.
Oh, perfect. That's why I like it.
Alrighty. Well, good luck to you. Enjoy your second place finish here tonight, and celebrating with a team that did a phenomenal job of getting yourselves into position to get up into the podium.
Yeah, thank you. See you later.
So that was Rick Baldwin. Now we'll see if we can catch with our race winner, Chris Phillips. Good evening there, Chris. How's it going?
Going good, man. Pretty good night.
Well, you came out with the win. Were you I noticed that you and Kenny, Baldwin, Rowdy, all kind of pitted at lap 33. Some of you guys made it to the end. Some of you didn't. Were you kind of saving fuel there a little bit through the race?
No, I mean, I was just easy on the tires, easy on the gas. Man, I had plenty of gas. I don't know if they didn't get their gas tank full, if they ran out or not, but I wasn't even close to running out.
Kenny, I know, was giving you a run for your money and then ended up falling back to 5th as he ran out of fuel coming to the line.
Oh, did he?
He did.
Yeah, he was on the rail, man. I was just trying to keep pace with him there, and I knew I could catch him. You could see probably I could get close to him, and then he'd pull away. I knew I could get to him. I just didn't want to burn up my tires, and he was sideways a lot. So I mean, he pretty much, it was his race to lose, and I can guess I'd say that's probably what happened more so than I wanted.
Well,
but he was definitely fast. I thought I had a second place car.
Well, you came out, you got the win. Great job with the victory. I mean, I don't know if you were turning the wheel as much as Kenny, but Kenny definitely was putting a lot of wheel into his car tonight to keep it straight.
Not really, man. I don't even brake that much. I like to let off the throttle and ease into the corner and get that run off. And I knew it was going to come down to tires. I mean, people just burn up their tires here quick, and I just ran my race and it went at my pace.
That's sometimes the best thing you can do. Run your own race, stay out of trouble, and be there at the end.
Yeah, that 0X is nice to have too. Nice clean race. It was pretty good, pretty dang good clean race tonight. I really enjoyed it.
Well, it definitely was a clean race. Only I think maybe 3 cautions here tonight.
And
then you had that really long green flag run.
Yeah, this car and all this horsepower and as slick as it was, that's good racing there. I really appreciate it. It was nice.
So, I know we talked to you earlier in the race and things here. You pulled it off. Who's your sponsors and shout out you'd like to give that helped get you here in Victory Lane here tonight?
First and foremost, James Wagoner, obviously, for putting on this series. It's my second year here, and I sure appreciate those boys letting me run here, and I'm having a blast, especially in this car. Obviously, you for putting this on. My boys at Foothills. I love racing with them guys. They're good guys, good clean racers, and it's just fun to race with everybody here, man. I really appreciate everybody.
All righty, well, congrats again on your win here
Puddles
tonight.
at race control. Puddles at race control. He does a hell of a job too. Don't want to forget her. Anybody else I forgot? Not very good at this stuff, so send me a message. I'll get you next time.
Well, definitely, you did a great job here, and sorry for the dogs barking here in the background. We got somebody pulling in outside here of the studios. Just bear with me a moment. But great job tonight. Man. Hopefully, you can bring on keep this momentum rolling as you roll into Old Atlanta next week.
Oh, yep. I love that track. It'll be fun. Another slick one.
It is another slick one, but slick in a different way. That's the key.
Yep. It's gonna be a fast track. It'll be fun.
So, just pretty much watch changing lanes. That's the biggest thing there.
Right. Yep.
So
watch that snapping around off the corners too. It'll do it there too, just as fast.
Oh yeah, changing lanes coming up off the corner. Yeah, it'll give some drivers a ride.
Yeah, that'll be fun, man. Can't wait.
And it should be a fun one to watch as well. So you have a great night. Enjoy that victory. You did deserve it. You had the strategy to work in your favor here tonight, and as you said, you just kind of ran your race, and it just kind of fell your way that you needed it to.
Yep. It was a good race. I really like this clean race in here, man. That was real fun. I was kind of worried about it, and it's going the right way. I think everybody will be happy. It was a hell of a race.
It was definitely one heck of a race here tonight, and very pleased to bring it to you. And hope to see Atlanta go about the same next week, hopefully.
Yeah, I think we're good, man. I think we got all the bugs kicked out. We're gonna have a hell of a season.
Alrighty, well, we're looking forward to it here on the pole, and we'll keep it going here. So thank you, and you have yourself a great night. Enjoy that victory.
You do the same, man. Appreciate it, Adam.
All right, that was Chris Phillips there in the 6, bringing home the victory here tonight from Richmond. So, all right, so everybody have a great night. We definitely had a blast here watching the race from Richmond with Chris Phillips and Kenny definitely going at it there for quite a while. Unfortunately, Kenny just fell a little short on fuel, burning the stuff up there, trying to keep that car out front. Possibly could have used a little less throttle in places, but, you know, it's a difficult track. And I give credit to these guys. And some of these guys make it look a lot easier than what it actually is. So credit to them. We'll be seeing you next Monday night from Old Atlanta to bring you the James Wagoner Welding Xfinity Series from Old Atlanta next Monday. We are with Old Glory here Wednesday night. And Thursday night, we are with the SDKs out modifieds with the Backside Motorsports. So be sure to check us out for that. Thank you so much for coming, and you guys all have a great night.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Natural Life Apothecary is your one-stop shop for natural healing and remedies, offering a full line of organic herbs, oils, teas, CBD, and federally legal Delta products. Visit naturallifetx.com today and save 15% on your entire order with discount code ROUGHNECK. Thank you and enjoy the rest of the race.